let's talk about Chapter 2 of the Prison Planet arc in the Dragon Ball Heroes manga, which is Dragon Ball Heroes manga Chapter 12, when you count the whole thing as one big, set of books or whatever. But anyways, previously we found out that the Cunning Few has taken fighters from various different timelines and different eras of Dragon Ball and put them together on the prison planet as prisoners, fighting in a Hunger Games type scenario to gather the Dragon Balls, with the winner being able to escape the prison planet. And all of this is being done just for Few's enjoyment and for his, according to what he says, his scientific research. So after the battle between the two Gokus, Trunks from Dragon Ball Super does awaken to find himself surrounded by various villains of the past. And the manga chapter picks up with Trunks facing off against Bojack, of all people, in a battle for a Dragon Ball, but suddenly somebody blasts Bojack right through the chest, killing him instantly. So within the first just couple of pages of this manga chapter, we have already seen somebody get wiped away. And the person who killed Bojack was Cooler. And Cooler realizes that Trunks does not currently have a Dragon Ball, but he still thinks that Trunks may be useful for the future. Now remember, in the main continuity, or at least the Dragon Ball anime and movies, Trunks and Cooler have never met, especially not this version of Trunks. So I find this to be a kind of an interesting interaction between the two. Then, to everyone's surprise, Oolong is there. What the heck is Oolong doing on the prison planet? So we cut back to the green area of the prison planet, and Zeno Goku is gone. He just stormed off somewhere. He vanished. Meanwhile, Vegeta wants to go after Few, but Few remarks that the battle has already begun, and that there is already a prisoner on his way to meet them. Suddenly, Goku and Vegeta sense a very strong energy on the way, who is so strong that he already broke through the seal on his own. He rips through the earth, like right through the ground, and we have our first appearance of the evil Saiyan. Of course, we know him as Cumber. Vegeta and Goku both power up to face him, and Goku lunges in there first, but Cumber releases this very strange dark energy, and he appears to be unleashing this dark energy on Mai until Goku steps in to try to take the blow for himself and winds up getting directly hit with this dark energy, and Vegeta already senses that something is wrong. Goku begins to react very, very strangely, screaming in pain, and something is happening to him. Goku begins to lose control and roars in primal anger, Vegeta remarking that Kakarot's mind is being taken over by that guy's energy. This is, of course, the Berserk Goku. It's not Super Saiyan Berserk. It's not the transformation that Kale uses. It's just Goku going into a Berserk state, and the first person he attacks is Vegeta. So yes, folks, we have yet another Goku versus Vegeta fight, but this time it's Berserk Goku against Vegeta. I'm alright with seeing Goku and Vegeta fight again if it has some kind of meaning when it comes to the character of Cumber, so we'll see where that goes, because we don't have all the answers to who Cumber is or what his powers are just yet. But Goku and Vegeta do end up doing battle once more. Once Vegeta gets knocked away, this Berserk Goku goes after Mai. Now, let's stop this for just a moment and look at this real quick. Yikes. Okay, let's be real here. I didn't really talk too much about this in the Chapter 1 review that I did, but the artist who does the Dragon Ball Heroes manga, at least this part of it, is Yoshitaka Nagayama. Now, he is usually decent, but there's a lot of really bad art in these two manga chapters. Stuff where things look weird, like this Pinocchio Goku here. Some of the frames of the fights might be good, but then the next ones don't look so good. So, to me, this is something that should be addressed about the Dragon Ball Heroes Universe Mission manga, because, like I said, most of the art comes out okay, but there are some panels that look absolutely terrible. And even though I don't think that Nagayama is the worst artist in the history of Dragon Ball by any leaps of the imagination, when it comes to the official artists, he is without question several leagues behind. Toyotaro, Dragon Garo Lee, Naho Ishii have all been able to really recapture Toriyama's style as close as you can get to the real thing. And then you have other artists like Young Gigi and even Olympia in our community who are very good at capturing Toriyama's art, but don't have official jobs with Shueisha or with Bandai or with Toei. When it comes to Nagayama, again, nothing personal against him, but he really is a B-tier artist in my opinion. And even though he's a huge Dragon Ball fan and I respect him for doing this, when you read this, you can definitely tell it's a few steps down from the Dragon Ball Super manga, which even that doesn't compare to the original Toriyama work. Anyways, back to the story here. So, Mai's history. She's about to get taken out by Goku when Trunks appears to make the save. So, Trunks has made it out of wherever he was at with the whole Bojack thing, but he's not alone because we have the appearance of Cooler, who was following him. And then Cooler, with his tail, whips Goku away. This Zeno Cooler or whatever, this Dragon Ball Heroes version of Cooler is extremely more powerful than the one from the Dragon Ball Z movies. Few sees all of this, and he actually talks about maybe he should have brought along his younger brother Frieza, because after all, he's the one with the stronger evolution. Of course, Few's referring to Golden Frieza, but Cooler immediately remarks back and talks about that he's been greatly underestimated, thinking that he is inferior to Frieza. And this is when Trunks first finds out that Cooler is Frieza's brother, and he says, if my little brother can do something, then so can I. And we see the emergence of Golden Cooler for the first time in the Dragon Ball Heroes manga, and it looks freaking cool. But the only issue is that because it's a black and white manga, it still looks okay, but I would love to see it in its full golden colorized way. You know, probably when the episode comes out in the anime version, we'll really see like the actual Golden Cooler. And while that's going on, Oolong is watching the fight with panties on his forehead as a throwback to the early days of fun Dragon Ball. But either way, it's cool to see Golden Cooler. And of course, there's no explanation as to how this Cooler got this strong or when he learned how to tap into this, because Heroes never explains anything, dude. So we just gotta go with it. You think Super's bad, Heroes really doesn't care. Then Cooler, being the badass that he is, says, I'm going to show you the overwhelming difference between my power and his. Talking about Frieza, of course. Meanwhile, Berserk Goku's back in the fight again, and we have a clash of Berserk Goku versus Cooler. And Cooler wastes no time in preparing the gigantic Death Ball. Remember, he's fighting Goku from Dragon Ball Super when he's already attained God Ki, and you know, I don't have to power scale it for you, it's easy to figure out. But this Cooler just doesn't give a damn and is going right for the jugular, and I love it. I'm glad to see Cooler back here. And for those who don't know, I actually have a soft spot for Cooler because the two Cooler movies, movie 5 and 6 of Dragon Ball Z, were the first fan subs, the first Japanese tapes I ever had of DBZ. So I always will have a soft spot for Cooler because he takes me back to when I was younger, collecting these tapes and getting into Dragon Ball Z Japanese version. So I always am going to love Cooler no matter what. He's just got a soft spot with me. Plus, I always like the character as well. So Cooler unleashes this gigantic, humongous energy ball and actually is able to knock Goku out of Berserk Rage form back into his freaking base, and Goku is out, or at least knocked down. This should tell you just how insane Golden Cooler is. He one-shots Berserk Goku. Damn! That is nuts, or at least I would say that, except that this stuff happens in Dragon Ball Heroes literally all the time. But it's still crazy to see how strong he got. But Cooler sets his sights on the evil Saiyan by stating, "Curse you, wretched Saiyan," and we see Cumber there with his tail, still in the straitjacket, and it appears like the next big battle we're going to get in Chapter 3 is going to be Cooler versus Cumber as the evil starts moving inside of Cumber. Cumber's energy envelops him, it grows, and we're gonna get a huge battle coming up. And still to come in the Dragon Ball Hero story, will we see Vegeta Blue against Cumber in the manga? It was teased for the anime. Will we see it in the manga? I think we will in the upcoming chapters. So that's it for Manga Chapter 2 of Heroes. I think the art is absolutely in need of some tweaking. I am not a huge fan of this artist whatsoever, and I think that a better artist should work on it, but unfortunately all the other artists are busy with other projects. But still, there's still some cool stuff to be seen here, some decent panels, but overall, Chapter 2 of the Heroes manga I think is a big disappointment. There were really no great fights like Goku versus Goku in the last chapter. It was really just done to set up Cooler, and really Bojack gets taken out, and then Berserk Goku gets taken out. So there's just not really any real back and forth, at least not yet. But I am hoping and I am expecting that in the future of this thing, in later chapters, we're going to get some real fights. But now, the Cooler versus Cumber battle appears to be happening or maybe it'll be Cumber against everyone. We'll see. Disappointing chapter, but we'll see where the story goes. Let me know what you think in the comments about Chapter 2 of the Dragon Ball Heroes manga, and I will catch y'all in the next one very soon.